On this episode of Parent Chats, we have a cool story about Tristan Weigelin, a local snowboarder who will be representing Team Canada at the 2025 World University Games in Torino, Italy in this January. Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Parent Chats. I'm your host Ken Hubley, and today we have 19-year-old Tristan Weigelin, who is competing for Team Canada in snowboarding at the 2025 World University Games. The World University Games take place every 2 years and features 11 sports with 3,000 athletes and coaches. This is one of the largest international multi-sport events. Athletes that compete in this event are responsible to pay for their own expenses and fees. Tristan has been snowboarding for the last 11 years and has won 40 medals and has been provincial champion multiple times. Way to go.
It was a lot. It was a lot of traveling, a lot of different competitions, met a lot of people, but ultimately I think it was very fun and very worth it for a lot of aspects of my life.
Awesome, that's great. Can't wait to hear more about that. You also competed in the Canada Winter Games, which is really cool as well. Welcome, Tristan.
Thanks for having me, Ken. It's a pleasure to be here.
Pleasure. Look forward to talking to you and hearing about your adventure. Tristan, please tell us about the journey you took to become eligible to snowboard for Team Canada at the 2025 University Games.
I started racing locally just here in Nova Scotia at Martok. I raced with them, local races, Martok and Wentworth for a few years. I eventually moved on to racing with the provincial high performance team. While I was with them, I was able to compete outside of the province in Ontario, Quebec, BC, and Alberta. I gained points racing with them that led me towards racing at some higher level events. All that led to me being selected to race in the 2023 Canada Games. Following my success there, I was eventually chosen to race in the January 2025 World Games.
That's excellent. And so you're really serious about it. You get to see a lot of different places. It sounds like a lot of work, but a lot of fun as well.
It is a lot of work. I do have more fun, I'd say. So work is definitely worth it. It's a lot of training, a lot of hours on the hill. Our usual training hours during the winter are usually 6 to 9 at Martok, so it is quite late. But it does get dark. We've got lights. It's great, though.
Cool.
It can't get much colder. It's winter, but
exactly.
It's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed. Is snowboarding big here in Nova Scotia?
I don't know how big it is. All my friends snowboard. Well, not all. Most of them. If they don't, I'm trying to get them to.
Yeah.
I am a snowboard instructor as well. I do teach at Martok, so I'm trying to get most of my friends into it.
Excellent. How did you first become interested in snowboarding?
I became interested in snowboarding very early on in my life. I first actually started as a skier when I was 4.
Cool.
I don't remember this specifically, but I've been told about it many times. After my first ski lesson, I went to my mom, looked at her and went, "That was fun. When can I snowboard?"
Cool.
Yeah, it was, I don't remember any of this. I was like 4, way too young. But we then moved here to Nova Scotia. I took my first snowboard lesson at 8. After that year, I was watching a snowboard race. I was at the bottom of the corral with all the people where they finished the races. I watched that for a little bit, and I don't remember this either, but I've, again, been told about it a lot. I looked up at my parents at the race, went, "I'm going to do that." And then I did.
Right on.
I think my first competition was when I was 9 or 10. And then it was just ever since I've been training more and more.
Do you have a favorite snowboarder that you follow, or?
I'm very impartial. Wait, no, sorry, not impartial. I'm very biased in this because it is one of my first coaches. Greg Kerr was one of my first coaches that got me into racing after I had the interest in it, obviously. But he was kind of what I looked up to as a snowboarder. He still is. He's still very good. I don't think I could beat him now. But for a long time, that's what my peak has been this person.
Excellent, Greg Kerr. So shout out to Greg Kerr. Is he still in Nova Scotia?
Oh, he's still, he's
coaching?
got kids that are on the hill now,
Yeah,
which is weird to think about, that his kids are now the age I was when I met him.
Yeah.
And that I can talk to his kids.
exactly.
But yeah, no, he's great. I see him a lot at the hill. Very, very high on my list of snowboarding role models.
So these events are not free, obviously. You're going all the way to Italy, which is a great distance, but it's also interesting place to see. You competing at a very high level. Tell us a little bit about the expenses and how you're responsible for it yourself. Are you doing any fundraising? Do you have any events coming up?
Yeah, so it is quite expensive. I think it's about $10,000 we have the price set at now. And that's split between a whole bunch of things. The biggest ones are travel, gear, coaching fees, and all that. There's also accommodations we have to pay for. I think that's everything on the Torino side of it.
Yep.
There is also a Yukon preseason training trip that's coming up. I've been very fortunate to be able to be a part of that. That takes up a significant chunk as well, because that is a whole other separate trip. As for how you can support me or how you can just see what's going on, I have an Instagram page. It's at Tristan_snowboarding. I'm posting a bunch of my events there, as well as updates on what's going on, and I'll be posting future updates about the events themselves. Currently, I have 3 planned sponsorships, or not sponsorships,
Events?
events, fundraising events. There we
Yes.
go. There's one on the 16th of November.
Yep.
There's also a much larger pub night on the 6th of December. It will be hosted also here in Dartmouth at Colleen's Pub. There will be live music at this one, performed by Jeff Bonang. He's a very popular musician here in Dartmouth. That will have much larger events. There's a 50-50 draw. There's some door prizes. That one is open to anybody who can, attend a pub.
That's excellent. So you definitely put a lot of work into it to fundraise and as well as the athletics, as well as your schooling. So you're a busy young man right now. So please, if you have a chance to support Tristan, there's lots of fun events going on. You're going to see his Instagram page in the notes, and also his website for the snowboarding.
Yes, I suppose I should mention that. There is a website called Snow Athletes Canada. You can go there and support a whole bunch of different athletes, me included. You can just search my name to the site. It'll bring you straight there. You'll be able to make a tax-deductible donation to my efforts. Any amount you choose, you don't even have to, but I'll appreciate it. I will see all the donations that come in, and I will be thanking anybody that sends me a donation.
Excellent, thanks. There's a lot of young athletes out there. Some people who are trying new sports for fun. There's some that are very serious, that want to move ahead. You've just gone through this as, you're in your last year of your teens. You've been an athlete now for at least 11 years, maybe even longer. What advice do you have for a young athlete that wants to become serious about the sport?
Some of these answers are going to be very cliche. There's a reason for that. They're true. Most athletes say them. Many athletes have learned the same things I have, that dedication, perseverance are some of the greatest things you can have. They're skills that you can use in everyday life. To get where you want to be, you have to put as much of yourself into it as you can. Be wholly yourself in what you want to do. You can't give up when it gets tough. You have to push through. If there's a day where you feel, I'm really not up to this, if you're physically able to, get up and do it. It'll make you feel better about it. It'll make everything easier in the future. And that's really the best thing I can tell to younger athletes is be yourself, enjoy what you're doing, have fun, push through.
Looking back, are you glad that you put all those hard days in and went through those? I'm sure you had many ups, many downs. Are you sure you went through them and persevered, as you said?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm super glad I did. It's led to a lot of friends, a lot of good stories, a lot of good opportunities. It's probably one of the best decisions I've made.
Excellent. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. So, any other parting message that you have to our audience? Anything you'd like to leave them with?
Yeah, we spoke about some life skills that I said all athletes have. There are some specifically for snowboarding that I think have been really important to me specifically. And this goes for any athlete will pick up general skills like I mentioned. Every specific sport has a few that are specific to those athletes that you might not get in other sports. For me, the biggest one I've picked up in snowboarding is adaptability. In races, a lot can happen. There's a lot of people around you, all with their own ideas of how they're going to run a course, what they're going to do. The snow conditions can change in between runs within minutes. Even crashes, you have to know what to do. But you can't expect everything. You need to be able to adapt to what's happening on the fly. Your brain needs to be able to think of this is the best option in this moment and adapt to it as fast as possible. And I think that's just something that I've carried into everyday life. I've been able to adapt to things so easily because of it. And it's just helped with school when something goes wrong with an essay, when I'm asked a question I wasn't expecting. It's something that I really appreciate learning.
So not only does it help you in sports and achieve that way, but it helps you in your development in life, in your school, in so many areas of your life.
It does, yeah. And it's, like I said, something that every sport can teach, but many sports will teach different things. So if there's something about a sport you really like, go for it, pursue it. It'll teach you something about the sport and something you can use in real life.
Do you play many different sports?
Not as many as I used to.
No.
I've been very dedicated to snowboarding as of recently. It's just something that's, as of now, taking up a lot of time. But I do baseball during the summer. I used to do a lot of soccer and hockey. My brother's more on hockey than I am, but I like a lot of sports, but snowboarding's my main one.
For those of you that remember our show on Oceanwise, we had Owen on the show to talk to us about the sharks and how that they're not always the monsters. Owen is Tristan's brother, so you'll remember Owen from a few episodes ago. So thank you, Tristan, and good luck. We're all rooting for you. We're all hoping that you'll do well, you'll enjoy the experience, and we'd love to hear about how you're making out and be able to follow you on your Instagram page, and that you'll do well. And again, I hope people will support you, both in reaching out to you to say good luck and also financially, and attend your events. And we wish you all the best.
I appreciate all the words. It's very, very nerve-wracking, but I think I'm going to enjoy it, and I hope that anybody who chooses to will join me along my journey.
Right on. Excellent.
So hey everybody, it's Brian C. from NS Live TV. I know I'm not Ken and I shouldn't be on Parent Chats, but I have to do a special thing here. I have a crisp $50 bill. We're going to start the donations off here tonight, and I'm going to hand that to Tristan and say good luck, and that's from NS Live TV, and we appreciate you and hope you do really well.
This means so much that people are deciding to donate to me. I've never really done anything of this scale before. I've done fundraisers for Nova Scotia Snowboard. I've never really done anything for myself. It's all very new experience. And seeing people, seeing emails come in saying, hey, this person has donated to you. It makes me realize how much I'm doing in snowboarding and how far I've gone. It's kind of a surreal experience.
Yeah. Well, in Nova Scotia, we appreciate our athletes and our people, and we support each other. So thank you so much for what you do, and I'm going to get out of here and let Ken sit back where he should be.
Good luck, Tristan, and please let us know how your adventure goes.
Thank you for having me on the show. I will be posting regular updates on my Instagram, as well as closer to my event on January 13th. I will be posting more of the Athletes Village and the goings-on of the University Games. After my event, starting the 14th, I'll be posting some actual footage of the races and practices. So if anybody wants to see any of that, it'll be all on there then.
Awesome. That'll be exciting. I know I'll be watching. And thank you, everyone, once again. And as I always say, my hood is parenthood. Until next time.